Good morning, everyone. My name is Paula Harvey, the Vice President of the Sci-Fair Chamber of Commerce. So happy to be here today with Angela Irvin, also from the Chamber, our membership development person, and Kevin Kalra with his own. He has 3 Montessori schools, preschools, and his actual title is Director of Innovation and Global Strategy. We're so happy that he chairs our education committee and brings dynamic leadership. Thank you, all you do, Kevin. And we just wanted to ask you today, hey, how have you been? What kind of challenges have you had? You have, having a preschool, that's a tough situation. And you and I have had some conversations on the side about that. But tell us how you got ended, closed, open, or just give us some information on how you're doing and to share with others.
Sure. Well, thanks, Paula and Angela. Thank you for having me today. And thank you for all you do with the Chamber and for profiling small businesses in our community and the stories that they have. It's definitely been an unprecedented journey during this time. Well, our schools closed in April just due to the pandemic and our desire to protect our children and our families and our teachers. And then we safely reopened in May for the children of essential workers. And now, thanks to the leadership of Governor Abbott, we have opened to all of our families if they are seeking childcare. So it has been a big change, but we have met these challenges with a lot of flexibility, a lot of innovation and new ideas for childcare. And we're really beginning to think about what the landscape will look like in the next couple of months with our eye towards the future.
Awesome. Kevin, what words of encouragement would you give to our members and local businesses as they open up right now?
Sure. I think some of the most important things is, one, that people have to be flexible in responding to a lot of the changes in the business environment. One of the key challenges that we faced was that actually what's happening statewide. So there's a report by Preschool Exchange that said that 36% of childcare centers and family homes that are offering childcare have closed. And we've seen a drop in demand for childcare by nearly 40%. So the total number of seats statewide for children has dropped by a little bit less than 1/2. And a national survey then corroborated the same findings, saying that amongst a survey of 300 childcare providers, 33% of them have shut down permanently. And so I think some of the changes that we're seeing is that parents are finding a new way to work. So I think many employers are now offering flexible work hours. They're offering new schedules for their employees. And that means they may not need 12 hours of childcare like they used to. So I think we're preparing to see changes in schools' operational hours to meet those needs. I think parents have also become well informed about what makes an effective childcare program, an early education program, since they had to do it themselves for almost 2 months. And so what we've done is we've been talking a lot to our parents to understand what, in their opinion, makes a high-quality early childhood program. What are the key indicators? What are the types of materials that they're looking for? So I think we're going to see a shift in demand, not just for purely childcare, but really for finding quality early education programs and programs that support their child's development. And parents are informed about it and asking smart questions about it. I also think there's going to be a big change in the way we coordinate childcare in times of disaster. So thankfully, Governor Abbott and the Department of Health and Human Services in Texas began coordinating childcare resources and the items needed to offer childcare services for essential workers. But it was too late. It began occurring almost in the middle of the pandemic, rather than near the beginning. And this really, I think, opens the question to why isn't childcare considered an essential service? And if it is considered an essential service and childcare workers and early educators are essential workers, then why are the resources not provided to offer this essential service. I've heard stories from other childcare owners. They were in the same lines as everyone else, trying to get toilet paper, trying to get disinfectant, trying to get Lysol. And we're trying to serve the children of essential workers who are critical to our communities in addressing this pandemic. So we must prioritize childcare services and early educators in times of national disaster. And I think this is the same when it comes to a hurricane, to an earthquake, to a tornado, or to a public health crisis as we're in right now. So we must begin prioritizing childcare. We must begin putting state resources, and we must begin better coordinating. Sometimes coordination doesn't just mean money coming in from the government. It means effectively using our resources in a way that is efficient and serves all, especially those who need it most, like our essential workers. But I think that brought us back to how do we inspire the business community through these stories and through these challenges. And I think one thing we've learned is, yes, we must be flexible in times of disaster, and we must also enjoy that process of being creative. I think that's why so many of us are in small businesses. We thrive on the creativity required to be an entrepreneur. And this is our opportunity to do so again. So we must be willing to take this on. We must take this with joy, and we must find a way through this crisis. And I think the second thing that we've learned through this, and that I think has been very inspiring for us, is that we must depend on our community. So we must make deposits early on in key relationships and to the community that we serve. And that's simply supporting local sports teams, investing in our public schools, investing in local educators, working with our chambers of commerce, working with local and county government. And we must invest in those relationships because those are the people that will carry the small business community forward. And so we must take time to invest in those relationships. And then ultimately, I think the last bit of inspiration that we've learned is that we must be transparent. So if we're open to those people who we've built relationships with about our real struggles as small business owners, not just with our business, but even with our own families, the community will come and support. And I think that has been the amazing story of Sci-Fair. And I think that's the story that Sci-Fair has for the state, for our country, and the world, is that when we were struggling in our own little business and we shared those struggles and challenges with our community, they helped us up. They lifted us up, not just financially, but with words of encouragement, offering their expertise, offering their voice when they had to advocate for us and vouch for us. Even now, with parents just actively supporting us by offering Google reviews on how they've experienced services with us, has been so helpful and so amazing. And so I think that's the key thing, is that we must rely on our community, and they will lift us up if we have supported them before.
Well, Kevin, those are great words of encouragement. I've learned so much in just a short period of time.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Great information. And if we can help you deepen those relationships with government, I know you have some officials and things like that, but however we can engage with you to talk the talk of preschool and, you know, do better for the whole industry, we're happy to do that. But we know you'll be successful, no doubt. And we look forward to seeing you in person really soon.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.